Man of American Education. Thesis statement. Horace Mann took a large stand in education. He wanted even the poor to get a first-class education. Man is important because without his influence, the world might not have compulsory education. Man is relevant to the topic this year since the theme is taking a stand in history. Man realized without compulsory education, people were not learning enough and growing up to be responsible and wise like they needed to be to have a strong and successful future. Man influence affected changes that still likely impact students and teachers today.
Mann was born in poverty in Franklin, Massachusetts on May 4, 1796.
He was educated in a one-room schoolhouse that was very unorganized. His school was underfunded and had very little academic resources. Mann was lucky if he even got 6 weeks of school in 1 year.
Man understood that education was key to solving mankind's social ills. He had 6 principles for education.
1. The public should no longer remain ignorant. 2. That such education should be paid for, controlled, and sustained by an interested public. 3. That this education will be best provided in schools that embrace children from a variety of backgrounds. 4. That this education must be non-sectarian. 5. That this education must be taught by the spirit, methods, and discipline of a free society. 6. That education should be provided by well-trained professional teachers.
Though these principles were written in 1868, Horace Mann's ideas are still relevant today. Mann was 20 years old when he was admitted to the sophomore class at Brown University. Further in his life, Mann noticed that public schools were not teaching kids enough and private expensive schools were.
There were 3 people on the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education: Horace Mann, Josiah Quincy, and Junior James Carter.
John Taylor Gatto was against public education because in 30 years of him teaching, he realized that not only kids were not learning, they were bored. John Taylor Gatto may not have been alive during Mann's time, but he opposes public education.
Horace Mann took a stand because he cared for the children and people of the United States of America.
Horace Mann was in office at the U.S. House of Representatives for 5 years, from April 1848 to April 1853.
He had a special wig developed to speed modernizations. He did his job well. He made compulsory education, which advanced the world. It made it so kids had goals in learning and had to know certain things to advance. When this happened, schools were not only producing children who learned, but children who were advancing.
Horace Mann had 2 siblings, Stephen Mann and Louise Mann. His parents were Thomas Mann and Rebecca Stanley Mann. He had a wife named Charlotte Messer, which divorced him. Then he remarried to Mary Tyler Peabody Mann. They had 3 kids, George, Benjamin, and Horace Mann Jr.
Mary Tyler Peabody grew up in Salem, Massachusetts. She left her home when she was 18 to go and teach in Maine. When Mary was in her mid-20s, she moved to Boston to help teach young children with her sister. Later, in 1833, Mary went with her 6th sister to Cuba. During 1853, she moved into her brother's house and started teaching and tutoring kids in the Italian language. Mary went back to Salem and made her own successful school. In 1837, Mann became the secretary to the Massachusetts Board of Education. Mary helped Horace Mann sustain a good public image. She also wrote books on her free time.
Rebecca Stanley Mann, mother of Horace Mann, was born on February 23, 1761 in Attleboro, Bristol, Connecticut. Rebecca then married Deacon Thomas Mann on June 29, 1786. Although Rebecca unfortunately died on March 19, 1837.
Horace Mann died on August 2, 1853 in Yellow Springs, Ohio at the age of 63. He was buried at the North Burial Ground in Rhode Island. His cause of death was unknown. could have been old age, drug overdose, or sickness. Horace Mann left a great impression on the world.